Johnny Bradfield Jr. is the longest-serving Eel member, having played drums for the last 10 years with the band. Johnny comes from a strong family background in jazz. In the early days, nobody was sure if Johnny would actually come to the practices. For this reason, Eel played with another long-serving drummer, Aaron Turner. Aaron hated the finished recording of the 44 Days and told Eel to get stuffed, and that has left the door open for Johnny to return.
Yeah, I had a dream one time, and we had a gig, and Al organised this gig, and I said, "Yep, I'll do it. I'm, keen as." And I got to this gig, and we were late. I was late, and I could hear the band playing, and there was somebody else playing drums. So I thought, "Oh shit, I've let them down," and felt pretty bad about it. And anyway, they just finished their set, and I was just walking down to the door to go into this club, and Al was walking out with the drummer that he must have just called up, and he came there and then for the gig because I wasn't there, and he had his arm around his shoulder, and he was going, "Good on you, mate, great gig, thanks, that's awesome." And anyway, I sort of met them just as they were coming out the door, and I said to Al, "I'm really sorry, mate. Shit, I'm late, I'm sorry, buddy." Anyway, he looked at me, and he's with his arm around this the ringing drummer. He sort of looked at me, and he sort of like, and he just walked off. And I just felt, bloody hell, felt terrible, Anyway, that was that, and then all of a sudden, the next part of the dream, we're in the car park, and I'm sitting there with Mary. We're both sitting down at this like a little park bench type thing, and I see Al's got he's walking past, and he's got this bag of washing. He's just got out of the washing machine, and he's walking past, and he spots me. I see him, and he sees me, and he sort of looks at me, and he puts his washing bag down, and he grabs this load of washing, and it's in a bag, and he comes over to me, and he puts it down in front of me, and I sort of looked at him, and he looked at me like, you let me down, you let me down. And I was really felt terrible and that, Anyway, I looked at this pile of washing he put in front of me on the bench, picked it up, and it was just all these wet socks. Yeah, and then he just left me with his wet socks, and then he walked off. And what worried me? It worried me the next day, because I knew a couple of days later we had a gig on, so I was determined not to be late or anything, that it was just a dream and all that sort of carry on. So anyway, the night of it was a Thursday night, and it was, I got home from work and got all my gear and the car and everything, and I raced off to the place. Right, I'm going to get there early, So I got there, set up my gear. It would have been about 6:30, and I thought, oh yeah, because I got there and there was no one there. It was just me. I was the first one there, so I thought, great, I'm sweet. I'm not late. So I set up my gear up, and I'm all set up. I sat down. 10-15 minutes went by. I went up to the bar and got me a beer. Another 10-15 minutes went by. Got me another beer. I sat there and I said, shit, I'm sure we're supposed to play at 7. And now it was like about 5 to 7. And no one was there. It was just me. Just had my gear set up, and people started arriving and stuff. So I thought, shit, I better ring Kathleen. So I rang Kathleen and said, oh, has Al left yet? And he goes, she said to me, yeah, no, he's already at rehearsal. And I clicked. I was there a week early. I was there on the right night, but a Thursday night, but it was a week early. So I was very confused about the whole dream, and and everything. But the boys rehearsed, and that was that. I was a week early. I got there a week early, and it's just me and my drums.
Behind me here is Canfly Studios. It's the scene of the latest disaster. We've just had our practice here. Pete says he can't make the gig on the 7th. Brian says he can't make the 14th. So now I've got Pete, can't make the 7th, Brian can't make the 14th. So I thought, let's just forget it and I won't bother because I've invited people along and I'll uninvite them and that's it. But then Johnny comes in, come on Al, you can do it, come on Al, let's keep going, man. And then the band sort of came together, and at that point I'd sort of given up. I gave up my ego. And at that point it changed. It was weird. Changed to this new positivity of, okay, let's do it. And it's been a great practice. We had a blinder of a practice in the second half after all this shit came out. There's no pressure anymore. We're going to have some fun and it's going to be good. So it's been tough, but tonight was a turning point.